Mein Leben! 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 Oh! Mein Leben! Mein Leben! Mein Leben! Leon! Mein Bruder! Mein Leben! Mein Leben! Mein Leben! Mein Leben! Oh!
And I did miss one enemy as a continued trend. These maps, I would say, what's very popular about episode 7, is that most of the maps it's difficult to get 100% kills because of how the maps, of course, loop, and enemies can just wander into different rooms you've already been into, which is, of course, an advantage, I'd say, a disadvantage for you. But Floor 3 is definitely a step up in difficulty from the first 3 maps we've done. I would maybe consider this maybe one of the hardest maps in episode 7, I would say, because of this new structure it has to it. Of course, there is the brown maze that, of course, once again can be overwhelming at first, but it's not as tricky to navigate as it looks. At first it can, but once you go through it, it's again just more so if you just stick to the right side and just follow one side of the wall. Most mazes in Wolfenstein 3D you are able, of course, to navigate. Of course, there are some smaller compact rooms, but they are filled with enemies. You can wander around short, tight hallways, come around the corner and be mowed down by them. Of course, also there is that trap towards when you can grab the silver key, I think it was, coming out of that gold door, where enemies alerted. It's happened several maps too in episode 7, where there's enemies who are alerted to your presence, but they seem to happen from rooms where keys are in, which is a popular trend, and it actually is a nice practice for when you get to floor 9 for the boss battle actually as well. But yeah, interesting little setup there as well. Like I said, it's definitely a bigger map, a lot more rooms, a lot of enemies too. And like I said, any enemies that you saw right at the end could wander into different rooms even if you've been there before. That guard is that we just had to wander back and get. I wouldn't even think of them wandering into that start room basically. But yeah, so definitely a big step up in difficulty from the first 3 floors. Floor 3. Again, I would say one of the hardest maps in episode 7. But that is floor 3. Now on to floor 4 in the next video, which kind of reminds me of one of my old custom maps in some ways. Why is that? I'll talk about it next. So until then guys, I am the Club of the Man, 1993.